I'm sorry, the phone I'm using right now is an explosive device. Have you ever noticed that the first 5 seconds of every YouTube video starts with some BS from the middle of the video that might be a little bit engaging so that I rope your attention in? And it's the same with every video. You won't be able to unsee it. On today's episode of How Far Could My Receding Hairline Go, we're going to talk about misdirection and the best trick to practice your misdirection. As we know, misdirection is one of those key aspects of magic that determine whether or not you truly are the virgin magician that you are. It's your ability to distract the spectator. It's your ability to direct attention where you want it to be. Some magicians excel at misdirection and others, frankly, don't even know how to bathe themselves. Really. Some magicians excel at it while others, well, frankly, don't even know how to bathe correctly. So let's just get right into the trick and show you exactly what I'm talking about. My thighs are so thick, they can't even fit under the table. Bin Wang Gang, baby. It's been a while. This is obviously a dilapidated deck, but it shows you that this trick works regardless. And here's the trick. The deck of cards is mixed and shuffled to your best extent. If you want, you could throw a false shuffle in there like that one. Throw off the boys. And you're going to have the spectator cut off the cards wherever it is they want. Let's say they happen to cut off right here. Well, we're going to tell the spectator we want them not only to remember a card, but to also remember its position in the deck. So we're going to spread the cards like this. And we're going to want them to remember the card and the position, right? So if they picked 1, this would be the card they think of. 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6. We got 7. We got 8. We got, now the spectator just thinks of one card and their position. Let's say for the sake of explanation, they think of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th right here, which is the 2 of spades, right? So the spectator is thinking of the 2 of spades and number 5. Now, another spectator, or the same, could pick any card they want from this particular half. Let's say they happen to pick this one, which I'm going to place on the inside of my crotch for now. Yeah, felt like a club there. For the first time, we have the spectator name the number that they were merely thinking of, and the spectator says 5. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5th. Sir, for the first time, I want you to turn that card over and realize the psychological impossibility, because that is no longer the 2 of spades. As a matter of fact, the 2 of spades has been in my crotch the entire time. Are you a sad, lonely, desperate loser that needs validation in life? Well, I have just the thing for you. Check out the Pigcake Magic Academy, where $5 a month gets you 2 videos every single week going over card stuff, some point stuff, and you get 2 additional tutorials that I don't post anywhere else. So you get a total of 4 videos every single week to make you the best magician you could possibly be. Tarbell, one of the more underrated courses in magic. Tarbell, I think it's something that every magician should at least have a little bit of a look at. And inside of that book and series, they have a trick called Psychological Impossibility, which is very similar to another trick which was published a year before by C.O. Williams called Lazy Man's Card to Pocket. And this is truly a pretty lazy piece, but it does involve 2 bits of sleight of hand that might be a little bit scary for some of you guys. But it's all done with a substantial amount of cover. So even if your palming skills, spoiler, are not up to snuff, you're still going to be able to do this trick because of the heavy misdirection. So you're going to have a deck of cards mixed and shuffled, and then you're going to have the spectator cut the cards into just like this. At this point, what you're going to do is you're going to tell the spectator you want them to think of a card and the number. So as you do this, all I'm going to do here is I'm going to spread these cards, but I'm pulling back with my dirty thumb on the top card. So in pulling back, I could actually spread these cards as being covered by my hand. So this card is being covered by my hand. And I could spread these cards like this as I tell the spectator I want them to remember a card and its location. So this would be number 1. This would be number 2. This would be number 3. This would be number 4. This would be number 5, 6, and so on. But obviously the numbers are going to be off by 1 because of this dirty, disgusting card that I've pulled back. You see that? I've pulled this card back, and because of that, the numbers are going to be off by 1. So if the spectator happens to be thinking of the 5th card, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th, right here, their card is actually now 6 from the top of the deck, but you're counting it as 5 because of your hidden card over here. You see how this works? So I'm going to close up the spread, and notice that that adds the card without any effort whatsoever. That adds the card that's needed to make that number be off by 1. So that packet's already done. Now at this point, I'm going to spread through these cards and have the spectator touch any card they want, and I'm going to place it in whatever pocket I feel best to palm a card in. If you're good at copying, place the card in your left pocket. If you're good at palming, place the card in your right pocket. Either way, it's not going to matter because you could honestly palm the card like this and the spectator's not going to care or realize it. So that's going to be up to you, but you're going to take whatever card they touch out of this packet and you're going to place it inside of your pocket. Now, because I've already done this, I have 2 cards in my pocket. So you're going to be left with a card in your pocket, which you could use for another trick. So the spectator touches a card and you're going to place that in your pocket. So now at this point, you go back to this packet and you ask the spectator to name the number that their card resides in. And of course, let's say the number happens to be 5. You're going to deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The spectator thinks that's their card, but really their card is over here because of the 1 card that you added on top of that in the wee beginning. You're starting to come up with a method here, boys. So at this point, you could turn this packet face up and spread it and tell the spectator, you had a free choice, sir. And of course, they're going to turn this puppy over and realize it's a different card. At this point, I've stuck my dirty, disgusting pinky in there and I'm ready to cop that bitch out. So now I'm just going to pick up these cards, drop it to the table, and reach into my pocket as the spectator realizes that the card they touched initially is actually the card that's in my pocket, which is, again, impossible. It shouldn't be possible because this is a different packet. And, well, that's the point of the trick. If you want, you could do the palm method, which is very simple as well. When the spectator turns this card over, all I'm doing is placing this card into palm. So you can do your favorite top palm of that card, go inside of your pocket and reach in and pull that one out. It's going to depend on your own performance preference. So the reason this trick is so good at practicing your misdirection is because you are essentially practicing your misdirection with a fail-safe. The spectator's attention is going to be so directed at that card that they think is theirs. They're not going to see you palming the card. So one of the things that a lot of people say is, hey, if you're practicing some trick that's risky, practice it when there's no risk. So if you want to practice your classic force, do it in a trick that doesn't involve a force. It's the same thing here, boys. Do a trick that has attention directed in a place that's polar opposite to where you're doing the move. The attention is on the table, so you could do whatever palm you want. Slap that bad boy in your pocket, pick it out, and show them that they picked the card before they even picked the card. So that's a trick. It's from Tarbell, if you want to look up the original. Also, similar handling. C.O Williams, I believe. Lazy man's card to pocket. I think that's an expert card technique, if I remember correctly. The other one is in Tarbell, if you want to look that up. It's called Psychological Impossibility, if you really want to refine your virginity. Whew, yeah. So that's the end of the video. Look at that. Look like a bunch of raisins right now. Look like a bunch of raisins. I don't even want to look at that. I don't even want to see that. Look at this. If anything, it's as big as my my erect penis. So that should entice some of you ladies. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure to do all the things that people do when it comes to videos. I'm going to go figure out different ways to use butane to tame Impala. I'm working on a lecture. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I don't want to do it in Zoom because I think that's honestly a little bit gay. So I don't want to do a Zoom lecture. I want to do it an in-person lecture. And I've been working on it quite substantially for the past, I would say 2 weeks. It's almost done, I feel. I think I have a good, solid foundation of material and conversations and things to talk about. And I really don't want to do a Zoom one. So leave your suggestions down below as to where you think I should go about doing a lecture. Should I wait? Should I just bite the bullet and do it on Zoom? Should I record it? That's not really a lecture. Lecture is more interactive than anything, right? Whew, lots of virginity there.